Okay, so I think we can already start. So good evening, everyone from the Philippines. I'm Jefferson Ramos Valente Jr. from Xavier University, Ateneo de Cagayan. I'm actually research coordinator of the College of Engineering. So we have, I think, two institutions who will about to share their institutions' profiles and also introduce us to their universities. So this session is the 2023 European Higher Education Fair. We have three universities actually on the list from University of Beirut from Germany, Tampere University of Finland, and University of Trento from Italy. So the session for each university will run for about 3 to 5 minutes. They will either play a video or share their um, university's information live, and we will follow it with a 3 to 5 minute Q&A or question and answer. Okay, so we'll start first with Michael Snyder. He's actually Deputy Director of the University of Beirut's International Office and head of the Mobility Section. Take it away, Sir Michael.
Thank you very much, Jefferson. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for being here. Almost 100 people, as far as I can see. It's great to have so many interested students. I will start immediately with my presentation, as we do not have so much time. Okay. So welcome to the University of Bayreuth in Germany. We are a relatively young university, almost 50 years old. So in 2 years, we will have a big celebration. We are located in the southern part of Germany, in Bavaria, with approximately 13,000 students. I have to be a bit quick, as you all know. We are very international. We have around 360 partner institutions worldwide. Of course, many of them in Europe, where we are collaborating within the Erasmus Plus program, but also a lot of partner universities outside of Europe. We have 25 international programs so far. That means programs that are completely taught in English, or two of them are taught in French. Approximately 500 courses altogether taught in English that can be taken by exchange students, but also by degree-seeking students. And a couple of double degree programs, as well as international PhD programs. This is an overview on the programs that we offer so far. So we do have 7 faculties in total. Every faculty is offering some programs in English. At the moment, almost all of these programs are on the master's level, but we are currently working on setting up a couple of new programs on the bachelor's level that will start in the upcoming years. So you can see here, it ranges from computer science or scientific computing to global change ecology, battery materials and technology, or economics, environment, climate change and health, finance, information management, but also some programs in the humanities, like intercultural Anglophone studies, African studies, a very strong focus that we have. We have an interdisciplinary master program that is taught by 3 universities, or the French program Études Francophones. We have a program in biofabrication, for example, in engineering science. We have programs in philosophy and economics, for example, global history, that's quite interesting, in the Faculty of Cultural Studies. And we have our newest faculty, the Faculty of Life Sciences, that is dealing with food quality and safety, or food, nutrition, and health in general. We have a few joint or double degrees. I mentioned it before. These are just some of them. So if you're a student at our university, you could also enroll in one of these double degree programs. That means you would, in the end, have 2 degrees by 2 universities, or a joint degree, depending on the specific program. Of course, in the framework of EHEF, I also would like to mention Erasmus Plus. Many of you might have heard of it. If you are a degree-seeking student at the University of Bayreuth, you could, of course, benefit from the Erasmus Plus program. That means you would have the opportunity to go for an exchange to one of our partner universities across Europe, for example, for 1 semester. So I think it's just a great opportunity to benefit from the exchange or benefit from your experience in Europe so far. So I would like to sum up. In the end, why should you come to the University of Bayreuth in Germany? These are just some points, and I will just point out a few of them. So we have an excellent academic reputation. We are a young and research-oriented university in Bavaria and Germany. We have excellent services for international students, researchers, and academics, such as the Welcome Services. That's an office located within the international office that assists students, staff, and academics with regard to visa, accommodation, insurance, registering at the city hall, for example. Bayreuth itself is a relatively small city, small town with 75,000 inhabitants. So you have a unique atmosphere on our campus. It's a small campus, everything is in walking distance. We have a very good ratio between students and staff or lecturers. You can have a very personal learning experience. And I think you can just enjoy this small city lifestyle. And of course, compared to larger cities in Germany, such as Berlin or Munich, I would say in Bayreuth, you have a high quality of life with relatively low cost of living. So all in all, I think you can really benefit from a stay, be it a short-term stay as an exchange or free mover student or a research internship, for example, or if you really decide to come to Bayreuth for a degree course. If you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us and my team at internationalstudents@unibayreuth.de. You can also follow us on all the social media. You can just use hashtag #UniBayreuth, where you can find our channels. You can get many more information there. We have a campus tour video also on our website. So if you're more interested in that, just get in touch with us and we'll be happy to see you in Bayreuth and to welcome you to Germany. Yeah, I think that's it so far. Thank you very much. I hope I stayed within my 3 to 5 minutes, and I'm looking forward to receiving your questions later on.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you also for taking the time with or the presentation within the time limit. So you have there University of Bayreuth. I actually checked their website earlier and their YouTube channel. You can find all of this information there. And may I remind those who just entered in the Zoom meeting that the session is being recorded. And if you have questions, we can ask them later after the second presenter. So now let's proceed to Ms. Hannah of Tampere University, who will talk about the opportunities for academic programs of Tampere University. So Ms. Hannah Kaisa-Otyo is the International Student Recruitment Officer of Tampere University. So let's welcome her. Maybe you can send a heart react to let them see that you're here also.
Yes, thank you. I'll just share my screen there. And let's go. So hello, my name is Hanna-Kaisa, and I mentioned I come from Tampere University, Finland. We are the second largest research university in Finland, and we are located in the city of Tampere. So first, a few words about Tampere, as you might not know it. We are the third largest city in Finland, and we have 250 inhabitants. Finland is located in the northern Europe, and then Tampere is located in the south of Finland. And we are about 90 minutes train ride from Helsinki, the capital city. And Tampere is a real student city. We have every 6th resident here a student. There are 3 higher education institutions here in Tampere, so as Tampere University. Then we have the TAMK, which is also known as Tampere University of Applied Sciences, and also the only police academy in Finland is located in Tampere. We have many events and festivals every year in Tampere, so there is a lot going on. So as I already mentioned, we are the second largest research university in Finland after the University of Helsinki. We have around 22,000 students studying with us, and of those, around 1,800 are internationals. Our focus areas in research and education are technology, health, and society. And our most notable alumni perhaps are our former Prime Minister, Ms. Sanna Marin, and Mr. Jyrki Katainen, the former of which is also a former European Union Commissioner. We are a rather new university as such. The university was established around 5 years ago when the two previous universities merged into a bigger multidimensional university. And now we have almost all internationally recognized fields of study represented at the university. So we have a wide selection of programs in English at all academic levels, from bachelor's to master's and doctoral degrees. Our application to our bachelor's and master's programs is once a year in December, January. And for doctoral programs, there are more options which you can find on our website. In the next application period for our bachelor's programs, we have 6 bachelor's programs in English open for application, and the scope of studies in the bachelor's programs is 180 ECTS, which is 3 years of studies. And graduates with a bachelor's degree are also eligible to continue their studies directly towards a master's degree at Tampere University without having to reapply. All these options are introduced on the program pages of the bachelor's programs. And then the scope of our master's programs is 120 ECTS, which equals to 2 years of studies. In the next intake, we have 36 master's programs open for application in English. And our program selection varies a bit yearly, as some of our programs might have intake only every other year, and we also have some new programs this year as well. And the updated information is always found on the website. The tuition fees in our programs range between 10,000 and 12,000 euros per academic year, and we do have scholarships open for application, and they are awarded to a limited number of the most merited applicants. I would also like you to invite you to follow our Tampere University social media. And you remember to subscribe to our admissions newsletter to get the latest news. And you can always chat with our current students with Unibody chat. I think that was briefly from Tampere University. And if you have any questions, me and also my colleague Anna are here to answer them. Anna is manning the chat at the moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Hannah. So you can find the information of Tampere University in the chat. And yeah, most of the information are available there. But if you have further questions or clarifications, this is the time for you to ask questions. So I encourage all our participants in this session. If you wish to ask a question, you may send them over in the chat. Or if you want, you can also turn on your microphone and your video also. So do we have questions?
Actually, if I may, I received a question in the chat through a direct message.
Okay.
Somebody asked me if we have specific scholarship programs at the University of Bayreuth and if it covers accommodation and what requirements there are for the scholarship program. So maybe I just briefly answer that. First of all, you should know that at the moment, there are no tuition fees for international students at the University of Bayreuth. Compared to many other European countries, that means you would not have to pay per semester or per year a dedicated fee. There is just a small administration fee per semester of around 150 euros you have to pay, but that's basically it. This is also the reason why we do not have very big scholarships that cover everything. We have some small scholarships at the university you can apply for. They are usually for the best students, so you would need to have good grades, good academic standing, some recommendation letter, and a good motivation letter that you draft, and then you could apply for that. Besides that, you might know the German Academic Exchange Service, DAAD. They usually offer larger scholarships to international students from outside of Europe. So you could always check the website of the DAAD. They also have a scholarship database where you can find more, a larger variety of scholarship and stipends.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. And thank you also for sharing those information about scholarship. And for Xavier University as a regional hub, we actually can assist you if you wish to apply through DAD. And we have another question here from De La Cruz A. Good evening. I would like to ask, how does your university make it appealing for international students to study there? And what positive changes have you seen because of these efforts? So maybe a quick answer from each of our university representatives.
Sure. So I mentioned before, we have a section called Welcome Services that assist international students with information of the city, but also with basic guidelines for living in Bayreuth. So I think this is one large assistance or help for international students to come to Bayreuth and to feel at home in Bayreuth. We do have a lot of events. We organize buddy programs, so you can easily get in touch with students from Germany, from the University of Bayreuth. We also have students who are going to the Philippines for an exchange. That means there are students also from Bayreuth who are really interested in the Philippines. I think this is one big part that makes it appealing to study there. And positive changes, I think you will just realize by yourself when you go abroad. It's just a huge development that you can make, a personal development, but also professional development. I, for example, studied in Japan for 1 year, and it's just when you come back, it's just great to have this experience, to make new friends, to have new impressions, and of course to learn many new things.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. How about Miss Anna?
Great question. Yeah, that is really a good question. Well, as Michael, in Germany, we have also this buddy program. We call them international tutors. So each new student who start with us, whether it be international or domestic, get a new like buddy student who is helping them to start their studies at Tampere University. Also, as well, I mentioned that we are rather in Finland perspective, we are rather a big university and not that small city, but it is like the living in Tampere is quite more affordable than it is in Helsinki. Also, we have made some, after the two universities merged around 5 years ago, we have made some really changes, like how the international students could study and stay, like that they might be able to stay with us after they have graduated. So we have improved those services as well. Also, the student benefits in Finland and in Tampere are really good. So Finland is rather an expensive country to live in, but for students it's a steal. So they get like student lunches for 3 euros and so forth. But Anna, you are a student there on the chat, so if you want to add something, so she knows the best. She's actually from Brazil originally, and she is now interning with us. So Anna, you can chip in on the chat if you wish. And how it has affected us. Well, we have grown the number of our international students every year. So maybe that tells something that we have been doing quite a good work in the services as well.
Yeah, thank you, Hannah. We have another great question here from Philip Gantalao. Good evening. I would like to ask each university as to what aspect of each institution do they take most pride in, or what part do they consider as their greatest asset? Quite a tough one.
Should I go first again? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Really interesting and good questions that you are asking here, I have to say. I would say one thing that we are very proud of is our internationalization agenda that we are taking. So, for example, we have established 3 gateway offices abroad. That means our university has 3 representation offices, one in Asia, that's currently located in China, one in Bordeaux in France, and one in Melbourne in Australia. And we are planning to set up a 4th one in the United States. And I think this is something that really helps us to work on our internationalization. We have around 15% international students at the moment on our campus. The number is growing compared to the number of German students. That means what Hannah already mentioned. I think it just shows that we are doing the right thing and we are doing a good job. And yeah, I think this is just very nice. And just today, seeing that there are almost 100 students here from all over the Philippines is great to be present in this virtual room with everyone.
Yeah. How about Hannah?
Yeah, I would say that as we are like just 5 years ago, we were 2 separate universities, the University of Tampere and then Tampere University of Technology, and then we merged at the beginning of 2019. So I would say that I get more most pride of the fact that in 5 years we have gone so much further, and we've like united as a one big university, and now we are like doing everything together, and it has brought us, as I mentioned, like multidimensional aspects and also growth. And it is not always like easy to man such a big university, but we have succeeded in that. And of course we take pride on how we develop the services to our students, because students are the ones that we work for. Without students we wouldn't have the university, as we always say.
Yeah, thank you, Hannah. And maybe one last question for each university. How about language requirement upon application? Like, do you require a certification or a test result for English? And once these students are there, are they also given opportunities to study the foreign language like German, or for Finland, or perhaps another language?
Maybe I start now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do require IELTS, TOEFL, or some other kind of language tests. IELTS 6.5, I can't remember the others by heart, but they are found on our web pages. So yes, language requirements. And as for the second part of your questions, yes, they can study Finnish here at the university, and also we do require each student to take at least like basics of Finnish, but then they can do more courses than just one. And all the language courses at the university are free of charge, or they are included in the tuition fee, so no extra pay on those.
I would say it's actually quite similar here. So first of all, the language requirements for the programs, for the English-speaking programs, you would need English, at least level B2. Some programs, a few of them require C1, and you can submit one of the well-known international English language proficiency tests like IELTS or TOEFL or Cambridge, for example. For the German programs, it's the same. Most programs except level B2. Some of them require level C1. Very famous test is the test DAF. Maybe you have heard of it, that you can take to prove your German language skills. And same as in Tampere, we have a language center, for example, at the university where you can take language courses, German courses, but also English courses. And even if you are enrolled in an English-speaking program, we highly recommend everyone to take at least some basic German language courses, because it just makes things much easier. Of course, I would say that most Germans speak English quite well, so you could communicate, I would say, in most situations in life, but it just helps to know at least a little bit of the local language.
Thank you for your great answers, Michael and Hannah. And as we are pressed with time now, although we want to extend or wish to extend this further so we get to know more about these universities, we encourage our participants to visit the websites of each of the universities, University of Bayreuth and Tampere University. And you may also see the response of Miss Anna about the tutors which are assigned even before coming to Finland, which should help you adjust in a different country, especially in Finland. And you will also have access to several services as way or that are cheaper for students. So keep this in mind in your decision if you wish to move either in Germany or in Finland for your studies. And I guess most of the students who are here are bachelor students, so you may consider these universities in your master's application. So may I just say that this session of the European Higher Education Fair is sponsored by the Commission of Higher Education and then the European Union. And we in Xavier University is a regional hub for Mindanao. And we're glad to host this session together with Michael and Hannah of Germany and Finland. So if there are no more questions from the chat or maybe from our live participants, we can conclude this session. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, Hannah. And also
Thank you
Anna,
very much.
who's there in the chat. And
Thank
also our
you.
web secretariat. Thank you, everyone. Good evening from the Philippines. Bye.
Have a good evening. Bye bye.